Hi, everyone. Welcome to the show. Today we have some guests from the ICP ecosystem, and we're going to start off with Ivan from RentMe. And I just wanted to start off with an introduction. Ivan, can you tell us about yourself?
Sure. Thank you, Darren, for inviting me. My name is Ivan. I'm a partner at 3X Capital. We are an investment firm that is focused on accelerating and investing in Web3 startups. So we are closely working with ICP Foundation, but also I'm building my own project called RentSpace. That is a mobile application for crypto travelers. So right now, people from ICP who have our mobile application and have internet identity can pay with ICP tokens for their trips, and later on they will be able also to split the payment in the application. It's called collaborative booking feature that we are planning to introduce this year, where our travelers will be able to divide the payment into needed part, maybe 50%, maybe 33.3%, and pay separately with other people who are traveling with them. Also, we have integrated RateHawk, which is the largest booking aggregator in the world, that includes properties from platforms like Expedia. And we will have 2.5 million properties available from day one. So at this point, we are on the testing phase, onboarding the first 100 hosts and guests to our platform in order to test our product, receive more feedback from community, and after that, launch it as a public product, of course, after security audit. So this is basically what we are building right now on ICP as one of the main products where I'm involved.
So why did you choose the ICP protocol?
I have a good friend and one of our active investors, Bruno Calabretta, who is a CEO of ICP Hub Disruptives, who worked with me for several years and invited RentSpace to participate in developers grant program. So that's how I started to engage with ICP ecosystem back in September previous year, 2023. At the same time, I joined as an investor. So I bought some ICP tokens, staked them at the NNS, and started to build RentSpace. Of course, everyone understands that ICP has a lot of great technical advantages comparing to other layer 1 blockchains, including 100% on-chain, scalable, fast, cheap blockchain for end users, for retail. But at the same time, it allows founders like myself to store a big amount of data on ICP Cloud with quite reasonable price per gigabyte. So one of the reasons why we decided to build on ICP is storage. For instance, we have a feature that is called TikTok style marketing. So when a host do an overview of the property, he can edit it on our application. The video will be cut, compressed, and stored on Internet Computer Protocol. And then when guest is searching for the property in some specific location, he can see properties in a TikTok style format. So as I mentioned, we integrated RateHawk, but at the same time, we will start to onboard first hosts from the European market, because it is growing really fast right now. We have some, for instance, data from Statista. The one-bedroom apartment in Portugal has grown 30% on average during the past year. So this is a significant growth and significant demand from basically two countries, Ukraine and Russia, that are moving a lot to this region. So that's the first part, the tech. The second, more beautiful part, I can say, it's community. It's about people, about Bruno, who invited us, about our great relationships with other members of Dfinity Foundation and partners, but also a great community of ambassadors, KOLs, and people who are supporting you investors during your development. So we received significant support in growth. So right now, RentSpace community is more than 8,000 people. We started to build it in I think October previous year, and we did a lot of great giveaway campaigns, partnership campaigns, airdrops, NFT collections launch. So even now we are working on our second collection on Yuku called Modernistic Villas NFTs that represent the villas of the next decade. So we have this cool topic with villas NFTs and something where people can not only use our products but also have fun and make some money with digital assets.
So, I mean, Airbnb and some of these different companies must charge a lot of money just to use their protocol, just to use their services. Do you know like how much you could save with RentSpace versus some of the traditional services?
Yeah, so of course they charge from 15 to 25%. It depends on some specific things on Booking.com and Airbnb. But in RentSpace, we have a model when we have access to the best offers aggregated from multiple platforms, and we can offer a small additional price increase. It will be usually from 6 to 8% to the end customer, and customer can pay with crypto seamlessly through our application by connecting, for instance, internet identity or another wallet to the mobile app. So this is like a multi-chain application that we are building. So we will have also a few other chains integrated later. But right now we are focused on ICP, and ICP is a core technology for RentSpace, as I mentioned, with data storage and with other smart contracts. We are focused fully on ICP, but we will accept other wallets and other cryptocurrencies as well on other chains.
So since you've started, what's something that you're particularly proud of?
Yeah, so we achieved a lot of things. So let's start from the beginning. We built a prototype previous year. We received a grant from Definity Foundation. Then we received a grant from Solana Foundation. Then we launched our first collection, sold out it in 14 hours. So it was a big success and a big support from the community. We have super high engagement, super big growth in numbers during the past months, even during the summer. So I can say that our ambassadors network have grown up to 100 ambassadors right now, active ambassadors who are daily in touch and supporting RentSpace. Part of them from ICP community, part of them, of course, are investors, angels who are just interested in what we are building. And at the same time, we are launching our testing program. We already have a lot of interest from community to join and to test our app. So next week on 17th of July, we will be presenting demo to ICP community in Discord call. So everyone, if you heard this recording, join us. It's an open session for everyone where we would love to hear your feedback, your thoughts, improve, implement, and then do this many times to have the product that you will really enjoy using, and not only with crypto but also with fiat. That's why we will have multiple rewards programs to boost engagement and usage of our product, with a point system, with tokens conversion, with NFTs, airdrops, like farming campaigns on Galaxy and other applications. Yeah, so here you can see a working prototype that we have built during the past year. So you can select a property. It's just a prototype. You can rent it in Bitcoin or with Ethereum. You can pay in stable coins. Also, you can see a social profile. So if you click on me on the image, you will see my profile. There is a built-in messenger where you can contact the owner. and you will be able to communicate with an owner. But also you can provide reviews, feedbacks. You can see your profile as a guest, as a host. You can also have access to your financial information connected to your wallet. So also planning later on to implement some interesting features that will allow users to better track their crypto. I think it might be also interesting to see how people will engage, because our main business obviously is the property rent, but we also providing some additional Web3 features for people like ourselves.
So, do you have any forward-looking statements, something that you're looking forward to happening with RentSpace, or anything industry specific?
Of course. First of all, this month we are launching a closed testing. So as I mentioned, we are onboarding 200 individuals, verifying them, doing customer interviews, and they're doing first bookings through our platform with ICP tokens. Just imagine what we are doing. We are bringing a real world asset niche to ICP ecosystem, where people, anyone in crypto, can brand with ICP tokens, stable coins, or fiat. We are fully regulated in the European Union. We have a legal structure in Estonia, bank accounts in Belgium. We can accept crypto. We can sell NFTs. We can license and issue a token, something that we are planning to do, but with a separate legal entity. So yeah, thank you. A lot of things are happening. I'm really excited to build it.
Yeah, and you mentioned, I mean, just rental properties in general. It's a very large market, right? It's got to be in the trillions if you measured everything up. So, is there anything that we missed that that you'd like to mention, and where can we find you?
Sure. I definitely suggest to check our X profile called RentSpace CO, like company. You will find a lot of interesting giveaways, airdrops that we are doing a few times per week for our community, and we receive a lot of interesting support. So we are airdropping different NFTs, stable coins, ICP tokens, doing different contests for artists and for ambassadors. So that's how we are growing organically without any paid marketing right now. And I'm really excited to be a part of it. And you're welcome to DM me on Twitter, Ivan X Maltsev. I'm always open and will reply quite fast.
Well, thanks. I appreciate your time. It was very nice to meet you.
Sure. Thank you, Darren. Pleasure is mine.
Thanks. So we also have my AppIC DAO is with us today, and is, I believe, mobile ICP is also going to be joining us soon. So just bear with us as some more guests arrive. As well as Ben from TalentDB as well. So the person behind AppIC, can you hear me? I guess he's just having a little technical issues, so bear with me as we're getting everybody set up. I had to start a little early because I messed up with somebody's Calendly, with Ivan's Calendly. I accidentally set it up 10 hours, 12 hours earlier, mixed up AM and PM. Usually with Calendly, it has programmed, what hours that I'm available, and for some reason it just didn't work. So, but I'm excited to talk to AppIC DAO. Right now they're working on cross-chain tokens, and I'm interested to learn more on this. I mean, this is a absolutely necessary process. I mean, if you think about DeFi, right, the automated market makers, you need to have you need to have cross-chain swaps just for interoperability, unless you think, you know, the entire crypto ecosystem is just going to revolve around one chain, which I don't believe that's going to happen. I think, you know, there's going to be an array of different tokens. So I think it's a very necessary use case. So interested to learn more about this and how everything works with it. Oops. And if mobile ICP jumps on, they're also working with actually setting up phones that are secure and using the IC protocol. So I'm interested to hear from them as well. So give it a little bit longer. I saw that there was a lawsuit with the citizens of Nebraska that were suing the SEC. So a lot of citizens in Nebraska jumped all together, and they're suing the SEC for not regulating crypto. So the SEC is going to have to respond to that, and you know, if the citizens of Nebraska win, they'll set precedent that they can't just come into any new ecosystem and start, you know, not clarifying the rules and everything like that. So I'll post some information later. But I see AppIC's in the green room, so I hope that he's able to get everything working. If you can hear me, just let me know if you have everything set. But I'll look for. AppIC, AppIC DAO, can you hear me all right?
Hey guys, yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you. Great. Thanks for joining us today. So
of course.
I was wondering if you could just start off with an introduction about yourself and kind of how you got into crypto.
All right, sure. Guys, apologies for the delay. My phone was somehow not allowing me to, have the access to the microphone as well as the camera. So I had to just, figure that out. Apologies for that.
No worries.
Yeah. So my name is Vibor, and I'm the founder of AppIC DAO. AppIC DAO is basically the cross-chain swap that is, built on top of ICP. Now, about me, I've been in crypto for close to 10 years now. I started in 2014. My first Bitcoin that I bought was through an ATM machine in Zurich. And long back, I think that the price was around $250, $300 at that point of time. So that was my first, taste of decentralization. 2015, I got involved with a project that was supposed to change the way blockchain has been progressing, and that was Ethereum. I was the ambassador for the Ethereum Middle East branch, and then sort of working together, the community doing the conferences and events. So that was close to 9-10 years ago, and then 2021 is when I got full-time into crypto, and was working on Alpha Vault. Alpha Vault was a DeFi aggregator that we were building on top of Ethereum. So that's how we started. And 2023, mid of 2023 is when we got involved with ICP. Now, since then, we have been working on this project, and it's been amazing. The first part that we started with is the auto investment, which is dollar cost averaging. So you can automate your dollar cost averaging with our auto investment functionality. What basically it means is you can buy $5, $10, $20 of Bitcoin, Ethereum, ICP, or any other token of your choice with a stable coin on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, and then you can just sort of automate it in a decentralized manner. So how it works is, your wallet actually interacts with the smart contract or canister in case of ICP, and it automatically sort of does the transaction on your behalf. Now, when we started with ICP, the challenge we had with the ICP space was that there are tokens, but then there's no liquidity. So if you want to buy, let's say 50,000, 100,000, 200,000 worth of token, there's no liquidity available, and that's what made us realize that maybe there has to be a better way. Now, while we were figuring that out, the other thing we got to stumble upon was that we were actually paying hundreds and thousands of dollars for our own infrastructure, for our Azure server and Amazon servers and backend, front-end website hosting and everything. And that's when my team suggested that why don't we just just move all of that to ICP, and that's when we sort of started exploring more about ICP and got to realize that ICP is not just a blockchain, but can actually be used as an infrastructure through which you can connect different blockchains. So in a way, in a very simple, non-technical terms, basically you can use ICP as a bridge itself. Now, how is it different than any other bridge? Is it allows you to do all the other bridges that the relaying of the data from one bridge to another bridge, but also in a decentralized manner and in completely on-chain. Now, what it means is there's no vulnerabilities like you have with the existing bridges. Now, typically, when you're doing a cross-chain transactions, how it works is, your data actually gets moved, and all the transaction happens on your, off-chain servers, and that's where hackers can actually just simply attack and just take all the assets. If instead you use ICP, it sort of allows you to do all of this in a decentralized manner, which is what chain fusion technology is, sort of working towards. Of course, it has lot more to do than just being decentralized and on chain. It also sort of natively allows you to interact with the majority of the blockchains like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and EVM compatible chains, as well as Solana, because of the HTTPS calls that are natively available with ICP. It allows the nodes to sort of interact with in a bi-directional manner.
So is there liquidity between the different protocols, like a traditional AMM? Like, is it similar to an AMM, or is it just swapping one kind of IOU for the next IOU?
All right. So very good question. Now, you need to understand that ICP as an ecosystem is still sort of a closed ecosystem, and what it means is the dexes on ICP don't interact with other dexes outside of ICP. So what our plan is to actually create AppIC Terminal, the page where you are exactly right now. So what AppIC Terminal does is it's the core engine behind the whole swapping mechanism. And what it does is it allows you to interact between different ICP and non-ICP blockchains. So to give you an example, basically there are two ways people can interact with our platform, with our terminal. One is for the retail investors. They can just simply take their tokens. Let's say you have some tokens in your wallet. Let's take an example of Chainlink. So if you have Chainlink on Ethereum, you can just simply translate and sort of swap that Chainlink into a twin token on ICP, and it becomes CK Chainlink on ICP. So that's one way of creating a twin token and offering liquidity as a retail investor. The other way is actually as an AMM or as a project itself. You can simply convert your token with the token standards. So if you have let's say ERC20 on Ethereum, you can simply convert those tokens into IRC2 tokens as well, and vice versa. Now this sort of opens up the the border and levels the playing field for all these different projects. So this is the whole core idea. And then of course we have the option of liquidity provisions as well. So as a user or as a project or as an AMM, you can just simply come and offer liquidity to different other projects as well by pairing your token with maybe a stable coin.
Oh, I see. So it's just kind of setting up an IC token and an ERC20 token. So they're bridging like CK Bitcoin type of bridging.
Yes, exactly. So the ERC20 is just one part of it, but then we can do that natively with Bitcoin and Runes and Solana and Solana based tokens as well, including EVM chains. So Polygon, your layer 2 like Base and zk Sync, Arbitrum, Optimism, and all of those.
So you've been in crypto for quite some time, so 10 years now. What attracted you to the IC protocol?
All right. So so I'll be honest. When I started, I didn't even have a clue what I was getting into. It took me a long time to even understand what basically Bitcoin is offering, apart from just the monetary gains. The first thing that attracted me towards blockchain in general was the decentralization and the possibility to just simply allow these transactions. And Bitcoin was the first part of it. Ethereum eventually became, or sort of claimed to be, the next step. However, after some time, we realized that the scalability is an issue. The cost was very high. I know that there were times when I was even paying like $50, $20, $100 for just a simple swap. So that's when I was sort of looking at the other blockchains, Binance, Polygon, and some of these other chains. And once you get into the technology, you realize that basically what majority of them are actually doing is just the verification part is just different. Rest of the features are pretty much the same. I mean, Binance I don't even count as part of this. It's completely centralized, 21 validators basically. So from that point onwards, I was just exploring what are the other chains that are trying to do. I was at one point of time stumbled upon Zilliqa that was supposed to bring sharding and sort of allow users to have a more scalable solution, but wasn't really satisfied. I mean, there were a lot of challenges internally with the teams and all those, the Zilliqa blockchain, as a blockchain and all that. There are of course some other solutions which are relatively, I would say, just a fork of Ethereum, Cardano and all of those. So when it comes to ICP, in the beginning, honestly, when I was just getting into this, I just sort of liked the way that it was relatively easier for us to do the transaction. It was cheaper. It was because of the reverse gas model, we didn't have to sort of pay anything. The transaction finality was as less as 2 seconds. So those were few of the things that we were sort of exploring in the beginning. But once we got into the details and got into the sort of the rabbit hole, we realized that it has a lot more to offer than just that from a technology point of view. Chain key, which they sort of introduced early last year, is complete game changer. The technology is amazing. Marketing sucks big time. I mean, they don't even know how to sell this, and that's a shame. I'll just be honest about that. But I mean, sooner or later people should realize that it's going in the right direction. So yeah, definitely very, very excited to be working on ICP as we're learning more about it and how it can sort of change the DeFi space.
Well, I mean, like eventually developers are going to be attracted to it first, right? And then that's going to bring more of the ecosystem to ICP, right? So I found out about ICP through Token Terminal. I was looking at how many developers were on each chain, and ICP had one of the highest metrics out of everything, and it was pretty low in price. So that's why I started getting into ICP. But it's interesting. So Can you just talk about like what the token is? Like how does it work? It's a DAO, right? So how is that going to how does that work?
All right, sure. So at the moment, just to before I get into that, let me just give you a quick overview of what our roadmap is, or sort of what we're doing at the moment. Our plan is to eventually, of course, go for the SNS. Now, SNS is, in a simpler term, is just a official crowdfunding process on ICP. So, imagine like Ethereum had its own official, let's say crowdfunding space where, any project could go, community could vote, and then they eventually could raise funds. So SNS is that, and that's where we plan to go. The moment you do that, you sort of officially becomes a DAO, right? And that's basically your decentralized swapping of your token against the overall code, and you sort of hand it over to the community and then start working on that. Now, when it comes to the token part of it, it plays a very, very important role, more so because majority of the projects, as I explained on ICP, are sort of closed within that boundary where they're just um, interacting with each other. There's not much of a utility for the tokens as well. Majority of them are around the governance and allowing people to just vote. Whereas when it comes to the AppIC token, our main focus is to make it actually a utility token. And what it means is, yes, it would allow people to vote on the direction of the overall strategy of the project, but more so it would allow people to um, take part in the, let's say, the liquidity provisioning scheme. So people at once were they are providing the liquidity and they're holding our token, they can actually earn some revenue through that. Also remember, because it's a cross-chain swap, it also needed to be needs to have a utility for the other blockchains as well. So let's say someone coming from from Ethereum, they hold our token, they get a better discount, they get more features and access to additional functionalities, things like not just let's say auto investment, but comparison of different dexes. So what we have done is we have actually integrated with several of the dexes on ICP, and plan to do the same with other dexes on EVM chains as well. So as a user, if you're holding our token and certain level of number of tokens, it would allow you to have comparison of all these dexes, check which one of them are actually giving you the best liquidity, best volume, best price, and the best let's say the route for the transaction. And it sort of gives you the overview of your dashboard. So there are several other functionality. What we also plan to do, as I explained, is if you are a project, and let's say you have your own token, without even doing any coding or any programming or writing any smart contract, you can just simply come on our platform and use it to convert your token standards from ERC20 to IC to ICRC2, or the other way around as well. Now, apart from that, the core functionality that we eventually plan to actually build on top of this is the non-ICP to non-ICP token transaction as well, where people won't even realize that they are actually using ICP as the base. And let's say example again is, if you have USDT on your Ethereum and you want to transfer that to USDC on Solana, you can just simply use our terminal and do this transaction. And in the background, what it does is it actually converts the token from your ERC standard to Solana, and then bring it back. It pretty much costs nothing, less than cents. And as I said, because of the ICP technology, the finality is less than 2 seconds. So that also sort of allows you. And the most important part, how it is different than the existing, let's say, bridge, wormhole, or any of these, is it's completely decentralized, completely on chain. So as a user, you can track the whole transaction, where it's going and what's happening with that.
Yeah, that's really powerful, and like you said, it's the ICP part. The user's not paying any fees for it to transfer over, really, and you can build liquidity between the different chains and different tokens. So I could really see the use case in that. And then there's more verticals that you could build on top of it, right? You could have like those trade platforms. Ever see those where users are like following certain traders, and it just automates everything. So when one trader makes a trade, the users make the same exact trade. So I could see a lot of verticals being built on top of this. You said auto invest. Can you kind of elaborate on like multi swapping and auto investing?
Sure. So, as I explained, the auto investment is averaging. Um, a lot of new users who are getting into crypto, they sort of are lost with the volatility. Every second day the price is going up, going down, and it's not easy for someone new to get their get their head around how to sort of invest and keep sane. Um, Dollar cost averaging basically allows you to, as I said, pay as little as $5-10 on a daily or a weekly basis, where you choose 2 or 3 different tokens and you just keep buying them regardless of the price. And in the longer run, it has been proven to be the most effective strategy for the investment, not just within crypto, but even in the stock market. So that's the auto investment functionality. And then you have the multi swap functionality as well. What it means is, let's say you have multiple tokens. I mean, if you can just give me an example, how many wallets do you hold? For me, I have at least 8 to 10
Yeah,
minimum.
I probably have similar amount or more.
Right? And then you have, if not more, maybe $2, $5, $10 worth of tokens everywhere, here and there. And you're not even bothered checking that or looking at that and all, right? What With our multi-swap functionality, what you can do is you can just simply connect all those wallets together and consolidate your assets. I mean, maybe we'll just call it beer money, but then, I mean, 20, 30, 40, $50 worth, why not? I mean, that's just a one time transactions, and you just simply consolidate all of those at one place. um, that's just a simple but very effective feature. The other one we have is also where you can have, let's say you have one token and you want to buy multiple tokens at once. You can sort of create your portfolio, where you say that, okay, I want to buy 20% Bitcoin, 50% Ethereum, 10% Solana, 20% Chainlink, or whatever, and then you create the 100% portfolio. And on one side, you just have, let's say, USDT. 100% of USDT with a single click can convert and translate into all these tokens in one transaction. Uh, how it works is, underneath we have all the dexes and all different chains which are aggregated. So our smart contract actually goes and finds the best price, best liquidity, and the volume, and then brings you the best route. It's almost like just looking for an air ticket, and finding the best connection through your scanner or any of the other aggregator of flights. So that's like the other functionality we have. Also want to quickly touch upon the point that you just rightly mentioned, that once you have this infrastructure layer sorted, and you already have your liquidity provision and cross-chain swapping and everything available, that's when you need functionality of a DeFi. Your lending, borrowing, your staking, liquid staking, and derivative trading and all those kind of things. So that's the idea. The DeFi layer is our AppIC DeFi layer is basically going to be the aggregator of these different solutions. So our plan is to integrate with the existing lending, borrowing, and the staking solutions on ICP, such as Water Neuron, or Stake Geek. And then on the other side, we look at Aave, Yearn Finance, Lido, and Compound Balancer, and all those guys as well, to just sort of just bring the best of the solutions together and sort of aggregate them at one place. So for a new user, they can just simply look at that and start just hopping from one place to another without even leaving our uh, interface.
So, what are you particularly proud of since you've started everything?
All right. So particularly proud of so till now in last 6 months we have actually got two grants from ICP. So very proud of that. And the auto investment functionality, we were supposed to sort of build it in about 4 to 6 months time. My team was able to do that in about 2.5 months time, and it is live right now. So definitely proud of that. Another one I would say is also the partnerships that we ended up doing with a lot of marketing through our marketing. So the community is building fast. Good part is it's all organic. We don't have all those shillers and bots and all of that. The community, very small but very strong. So definitely very proud of the community as well. They are giving us a lot of good ideas about new features that we need to include. So anyone who's joining on our Discord, they are sort of allowed to do that. Next plan is to go for a beta testing program. I would say in about a month and a half, we would allow pretty much anyone to take part of this, and they can just simply come give their feedback on our product, try it, test it, and against that they get a chance to have around $1,250 worth of AppIC tokens at the SNS.
So what are you looking forward to that's down the pike, or industry wide or project specific?
All right. So as I explained, like in a month and a half or so, we plan to go for the beta testing. After that, hopefully in about 4 to 6 months, go for our SNS, which is the the crowdfunding part. Once we're done with that, we would like to get one is listed on other EVM compatible chains dexes, and have integration with some of these big projects as well, so that we can sort of bring them in here. So let's say projects like your Dogecoin or Pepe coin or any of those can simply just use our platform and then convert their token, and users who are sitting at uh, ICP ecosystem can actually benefit from that. um, ICP at the moment has if I'm not wrong, I think close to $1.7 billion worth of ICP is staked, which is just sitting idle. That's a lot of liquidity, and that can actually be used in both ways, right? I mean, it can go out and allow other community to just be benefited from that, and the other community can other blockchains ecosystem can actually come and get benefited from that as well. And I'm not just talking about Ethereum or the top 3 or 4 of those. There are other blockchains as well, and a lot of new ones coming in, right? Blast is one of those. Partitia is that there. Horizon is there. Tron, and all those as well, right? So the whole idea is to sort of allow that, because I believe the future is multi-chain. It's not going to be one chain is going to rule any of that. It won't be possible.
Yeah, I certainly agree. Is there anything that we missed that you'd like to elaborate or talk about? You're on mute.
Yeah, I'm just my phone is just yep. So I think we pretty much covered all of that. Yeah, would probably request the viewers to just come and join our community, be part of our AppIC DAO on Twitter and on Discord. We plan to have our beta testing program in coming weeks, so that's a good chance to be involved. We plan to also do airdropping and the pre-sale. So yeah, that's something to look out for. In about I would say in about a month's time or so, we also plan to go for the pre-sale, for the public pre-sale. So anyone would have a chance to sort of be part of it.
Awesome. And where can we find more? Where can we find you? Where can we find more information about AppIC?
Twitter is probably the best place. It's appic_ICP. So that's AppIC. Basically, the name actually came from the idea of building AppIC applications on IC, and that's how it sort of became AppIC. So you can just simply search for AppIC. Yep, that's the one.
Be sure to follow AppIC and be sure to follow RentMe as well. And it was a pleasure to have you on. I didn't get your name, but if you want to stay behind AppIC, that's fine. It was a pleasure to talk to you. And RentSpace is at RentSpace CO for company. So be sure to check them out as well. I hope everybody found this to be interesting. I sure did. And I'm interested to see how this all works out and evolves. So thanks, everyone.